Hi everybody, it's Sally from Sally Stampers. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. You're all over full of sweets and food and drink and everything. I hope you didn't miss your loved ones too much, and I hope that some of you did get to see some of them. But I thought I'd bring you something a bit more summery and a bit more cheerful, and this cute little ice cream. Look at those sprinkles, they're good enough to eat, aren't they? This is simply my ice cream faceted box, and it just opens up just like that, so you can pop some little treats inside. But yeah, it's a fun little box made with the ice cream sweet, and I just think it's so cute and lovely, and I just love it. So I'm going to show you how I did it. So to start off with, then you're going to need a piece of DSP that is 8.5 by 7 inches, and that is 21 by 17.5 centimetres. Okay, on the short side you're going to score at 2, 4 and 6 inches. Make sure your paper's running this way if you've got a pattern that has direction. This thin bit needs to be at the top. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 5, 10, 15. Rotate now and score on the long side at 1/2 inch. Whoops. Oh, and so that one goes all the way down the side. The following score lines only go down to the second score line. Okay, so you're going to be scoring at 2.5, just down to that line, 4.5 and 6.5. Okay, so in centimetres we're going to do 1 all the way down, then 6, 11 and 16, just to this second score line. Rotate 180, so now your pattern's upside down, and we're going to score to this one first horizontal line here. We're going to score at 1, 3, 5 and 7. Oops, slightly over, I couldn't see. And that will be 2.5, 7.5, 12.5 and 17.5 centimetres. Okay, so then we're going to fold. Oh, how stripy. Fold and burnish the score lines that we can, which are these ones and a little thin one here, and that makes life a lot easier. Okay, so now we're going to grab, yet again, it's all about score lines and rulers, isn't it? So this time now we are going to do our scoring. So if you look at your score lines, you will see that they are offset. So that one has one there, one there and one there, and we're literally going to score from the bottom of this one to where that score line is. Same here, from this one it's going to match up there, this one to that score line, and then the same over to this one there, this one here, and my last one up to there. Okay, so you can probably see slightly better that way, but you've got your score line, then your triangle meets up with that score line, score line, score line. Okay, so they're actually offset. Then you can quite easily fold your paper and give that a little score. So we're going across all of these ones that we've just done with our bone folder. Okay, we're nearly there. And this is probably why it's slightly easier to do this with DSP than it is cardstock. Okay, the last one. Beautiful. Okay, so we now need to do some cutting. So I've got that thin strip across the top here, so I'm going to turn it around so it's at the bottom. Okay, and so what I want to do here is I'm going to cut down the vertical score line to that second horizontal score line with my lid here, because this is the bit that closes the box. It's this bit here. So just give that a trim and then take some wedges off. Now normally I'd say only take a slither, but because you're folding into an angle, you'll have to go with the angle of the score lines, but it will become clear. So the first one then, we've cut down to the score line and taken a bit off here in the edges. I'm going to cut down this one and I'm going to trim it in half. Oops, down this one, and I'm going to cut it away completely. And then this last one, I'm going to cut down that thin bit and cut away, and then again cut this in half. So that's the top part of our box created. I'm now going to cut up the bottom of the score lines here. And then you've got the thin strip here that you need to cut away up to that first score line. So this is what you should now have left. So I'm going to add some adhesive to this little tab here, if my seal will just play the game. And because of how everything folds and bends, it's easier to do it this way. So find your score lines to line up and then just give that a pinch to seal up. Now I did find this bit easier if I closed the lid up. Okay, now it won't go fully in because if you remember what I said, that is now hitting these. So you can trim this a fraction more. So that it will now sit inside, or it won't, but anyway. So put your lid in its place because that will make it easier. And then I actually have the opening at the back of my box because I wanted this flat piece at the front. So if this is now the front of my box, okay? So I'm going to go with putting, and to be fair, it doesn't matter massively because you can't see greatly on here, putting my first little square down there, and then just move those out of the way. I just use some of my seal and I worked around on these three here. Whoops. This is always the hardest part when things aren't the right shape. And a piece on both of these strips here. And then again pop this in so that it's straight. Then I put my two half pieces in, really, because they need the support. And then that one can go over the top there and sort of help those half pieces stay in shape. And then my last piece can go on top. Then I can just pop this open now and then pop that on the desk and press it down just to make sure all that adhesive stuck. And then if you've got issues like I have here, you just reshape your box, and then once you've closed him up again, there it is. your faceted box. I seem to have missed a score line. That'll be why. Okay, so we'll just gently encourage that to sort of bend in the way it should. Okay, to decorate it now, as I say, I'm using the beautiful sweet ice cream and the ice cream builder punch. So I have some crumb cake here, and I just need my crumb cake stamp. So I'm going to go, even though these are ice lollies, I'm still going to do the ice cream. So where are we? So I want the little triangle, which is the cornet, which I actually stamped off initially. Then I want the zigzag design that I don't stamp off. And then I'm going to go again with the Blackberry Bliss. Oops, absolutely wrecking place. Blackberry Bliss. Oh, for my ice cream. So again, I'm going to use this bit, and I am going to stamp off because it's quite a dark colour. And you can tell it's dark because it stains my stamp. But never mind. So that's that bit done. So all I need to do now is my sprinkles and some punching. So my ice cream cone card's just a fraction too big there. Ice cream cone just there. And then my cute little ice cream top there, and then I used a glue dot on the back of here to hold that into place on my ice cream cone. A couple of dimensionals. And then I did use my fine tip glue pen, and I know that I'm going to have people tell me off all over, but I just added a few spots here, there and everywhere. Just try and put this pin back in my glue. And then I didn't use my take your pick thing because I just wanted to pick these up and drop them onto those glue dots just randomly. So I just need a green one just there, and just a lilac one on there. Those are my teeny tiny sprinkles, and then just, in fact, I'm going to leave that for a minute because also with that sweet is it's beautiful Blackberry Bliss striped ribbon that I'm going to make a little bow with. I can really hear the aeroplanes today. It's really quite loud. Obviously, as ridiculous as it sounds, the wind is blowing in the right direction, so I can actually hear them. Okay, quite a big bow, but I'm going to run with it. And then another glue dot just for my bow, which is going to sit just there, and then my ice cream with sprinkles is going to sit just about there. And there they are, my ice cream faceted boxes. Hope you like them. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you on New Year's Eve. Have fun. See you guys all again soon. Bye.